Okay, we're on the east side of the structure. This is the indoor air handler. No, air conditioning condensing unit over here, just a humming away. But we're here about the electric meter. This box should have been sealed on 3 sides to help prevent moisture infiltration from getting into the brickwork. We've got one single round. Today's standards, we should have 2. We should have a slip joint on this, so as the ground and the house move independently, then this won't cause pressure and cause this to become disconnected. It hasn't happened. It hasn't happened, but you don't have that part. You don't have that part either. So moving on along. Coming in here, heat, air conditioning. Air conditioning right here, 30 amp on the air conditioning system. Let me just check a couple notes here real quick. Okay, the condensing unit is properly fused, but this is the load center. Some people call it the breaker box, the electric service panel. Call it what you will, but this is what we got. It's inside the garage east wall. And we come over here and we got a main ground, what we saw outside, and we got a main bond, which I'm supposing goes somewhere. Maybe it goes to the water heater. I can't find it just yet. But we do know that somewhere we have a main bond. You know what else we don't have? I mean we have that, but you know what we don't have? It's supposed to be labeled. It's supposed to scribble in here where the main bond is. I can't find it. L1 and L2 coming into the panel right here. If you don't know those are hot, you don't belong in this box. I get that, but they're supposed to be covered with neoprene covers. I've even seen cardboard covers. It doesn't matter. They're supposed to be covered. These are not supposed to be exposed like that. You don't belong in this cabinet if you don't know that's hot. This is the main neutral. Coming on along, we got 200 amp service. This is square D. And I want to come in here for just a moment. These are called stackable breakers. Alright? Stackable breakers are allowed. Sometimes inspectors get excited about that. They go, okay, you got stackable breakers in there. Well, you know, they make them for a reason, and they don't belong in every panel. But panels such as this one, they happen to belong. They happen to belong in here. And we got, see these wires right here? These white hots? Okay, if you don't know that's hot, you don't belong in this box. I get it. But it's supposed to be wrapped with black tape. And then this cabinet was screwed in with drywall screws. Can you believe that? The manufacturer's instructions say nails. Nails have much more shear strength than screws. Screws are fast and tight, I get that, but they also pop and they break. So if this garage was to experience a tornado example, you know, you get blown up with a tornado or an earthquake, you know, then this cabinet would stand a better chance of staying inside the framework instead of just popping out, flopping around loose on the floor. So first responders are having to walk over it to get in the house to do you some good. So that's why it's nails instead of screws. Hasn't happened in 16 years. So coming along here, this is called bundling. Alright, see that big old hole right there? We got one down here. It's for L1 and L2. That's what those big old holes are for. Hillbilly Home Inspection talking about the big old holes today. See these smaller holes? Those are for these guys. You're not supposed to bring more than 2 cables in at a time. You're not supposed to bring them all together all bunched up like that. All bundled. And then something's happened. Look at all those wire nuts all around there, man. That looks like a Christmas ornament. A Christmas ornament. Or if you're on a boat, it could be like a monkey's claw. You know, you throw it and somebody can catch it and pull the boat to the dock or whatever. But no, you're not supposed to have all that. Now, correcting this is a very common deficiency. Even the illustration I use inside of my inspection report is somewhat apologetic. And I've got a little bundling in my house, but it doesn't look anything like that. And so, You know, sometimes the correction is worse than the ill. You're going to pull all this out, bring them all in, make it all pretty and nice, seal it all back up. Oh, that would be nice. And then when you're selling the house, whoever sees it, they're going to go like, "Oh man, that looks real nice compared to what other houses we've seen in the neighborhood." But the fact that it's bundling doesn't upset me so much. Is that what makes me curious is why we have all these wire nuts so close. It's like the wiring just came in here and stopped and then they added it on. Why was that? And I don't know. I bet you the sellers don't know. You'd have to have been here when it happened. So we're going to inspect it for performance. But what we learned we got a single ground. We learned that the electric meter on the other side was not sealed. We learned that our bonding location is not labeled. We learned that our panel was screwed in. We learned that we do not have protective covers. We learned that we've got some hot whites. And then we learned that we got bundling and cables touching the panel cover. That's what we learned. Oh! And then this. See this where it says free consultation injured? See where it says JW Electric? Boy, I would not have put my sticker on this box. See where it says warning? That's printing. All of that is printing. You see this? This is handwriting. This is handwriting. Alright? Squarity manufacturer and the code say that these should all be printed. All this identification should be printed so that people can read it. And it would last. It's durable. I didn't wake up this morning and say, you know what? I'm feeling kind of foul today. How can I just wreck everybody's day? You know, I'm tired of looking at all that handwriting. You know what? I think. It has nothing to do with I think. Not one thing to do with what I think. This is all wrong.